Alright, so now we're going to zoom in on the convergent plate margin. So let's do a quick recap here. So this is where two plates are moving towards each other. And if you had watched the video that was posted, we know that this is also referred to as a destructive plate margin. Now, as it relates to the convergent plate margin, we know that the plates are moving towards each other, which we have identified there. Now, there are three different movements that take place as it relates to the types of crust. Do we remember the two types of crust? Yes, so we have the continental crust and the oceanic crust. So these are the two types of crust. And for this type of convergent movement, we're going to be looking at the continental crust colliding with the oceanic crust. So let's look at what happens here. Once a continental and oceanic plate move towards each other, the denser plate, which is the oceanic plate or oceanic crust, will be forced down into the mantle beneath the other plate, which is the continental plate. And in this case, this is going to form a zone, which is known as the subduction zone. And if we can recall, the prefix sub means under or below. Alright? So let's look at a diagram that's showing us what's going on here. So we have the two types of crust. We have the oceanic crust here over this side because it's going down into the mantle, and we have the continental crust over this side, and it's staying on top of the oceanic crust. At this point where we have the collision taking place, where they meet, and the oceanic plate going down into the mantle, that's where we call our zone known as the subduction zone. And while this happens, we see that the oceanic crust, as it moves down into the mantle, it starts to melt because of the extreme heat in the mantle. And this magma now starts to move upwards until it makes its way through the lighter continental crust that we see here. It makes its way through, makes a crack, and then we have magma being uplifted until it's eventually leaving the surface of the earth through an eruption, bringing lava to the surface of the earth, and then we get a cone-shaped structure called a volcano over a period of time. So this is what really happened at a convergent plate margin, especially where we have the oceanic and continental plates colliding. So let's do a quick summary here. So on our left we have the oceanic crust. Why? Because this one is going down into the mantle. Then we have our continental crust over the right hand section because it stays on top of the other crust. And whenever we have these two meeting and one is going down into the mantle, we get a zone called our subduction zone.